A very good morning and welcome back to my podcast. This is George Nathaniel for you. As I always do, I come back with very simple topics that relates to each one of you. Well, what is my topic for today? My topic for today is turn its multifractions. Turn its multifraction has a big meaning and relates to each one of our lives. But before I get to my topic, let me share life experiences or maybe some lessons that I have learned along my life. Well, we've all grown up with grandparents. I have also grown up with grandparents. And growing up with grandparents is always a blessing and its worth can only be relished over time. My grandparents always said and gave me some very good advice. They said prepare in readiness for the occasion without being addressed before the course of time. Learn to hold the reins on patience and time the placement of action. Well, this advice really meant a lot, but it took me a long time before I actually understood what they meant by prepared in readiness for the occasion without being addressed before the course of time. Learn to hold the reins on patience and time the placement on action. Well, this is something I've grown up with, and I'm sure each one of us have our own experiences with our grandparents. So this subject is very special in a way. Coming back to our topic, turn is multifraction. Well, when we talk about turn, we talk about opportunities in preparation. We talk about covering newer heights in time. Well, in common saying, or in common words, we say, turn meets everything on the course of time. It's just about holding firm on time and believing in our measurable achievements. Yes, we need to be patient with time and we need to believe in our achievements. Well, I always say we need to relate to our personal lives. We need to relate to our contribution to wellness in life. So I always give five key takeaways in all my podcasts. Well, what is the key takeaway that we can talk about today? Well, relating to the subject turn, its multifraction. Well, as we know, turn, it has a dual function. And most importantly, what it means is yes, worthiness will be paid off, and landmarks will be suppressed if we persist and continue to do what we are doing. So coming back to the five key takeaways. Well, number one on the list is turn is a key element on patience. We all need to be patient towards our goals. We need to be patient in our lives. We need to be patient when we're working on anything, be it small, big, whatever. Number two, turn offers scope on opportunities and progress. Well, we all get our turn when it comes to opportunity and progress. We just need to make the best of it. And I'm sure each one of us can elaborate more on this. Number three, turn should influence towards bigger goals. Yes, I repeat this once again. Turn should influence towards bigger goals. So when we look at our lives, when we look at our growth in life, when we look at our progress, when we look at our developments, we need to understand that yes, we can look at bigger goals. And turn should be the biggest influence towards those goals. Number four, turn is a lesson to be sincere and modest. Well, as we always know, what goes around comes around. And there are highs and lows in life. If we look at 24 hours in itself, we see a day and night. So, turn is a lesson to be sincere and modest. And I'm sure sincerity and modesty takes you a long way. Number five, turn is a course on waiting. So, do not miss it. Well, turn is something that comes to us over every moment of time. We just need to make the most of it and not miss the bus. Well, as we see, turn is a multifraction. Turn offers opportunities all across our lives, or maybe every moment of our lives. We just need to make the best of things. We need to make the best of our lives. We need to make the best of being a contributor. And most importantly, we need to be involved in our lives. It's important to see growth in our lives. It's important to see progress in our life. And it's important to contribute to our lives. And it's important to contribute to lives of others. So, folks, as you see, I come back with very simple topics, and these topics have very, very generic meanings because each one of us have different situations, each one of us are under different circumstances, each one of us has a different goal. So, I give 5 key pointers of what I feel that I have learned over life. This is something that you can take, you can elaborate, you can revise, you can make your own set of key pointers. But most importantly, you need to progress in life, you need to be a contributor in life, you need to build your own legacy. So, folks, before I end this podcast, I would like to repeat what my grandparents told me. Prepare in readiness for the occasion without being addressed before the course of time. Learn to hold the reins on patience and time the placement of action. Well, this phrase has a big, big, big meaning in our lives, and I'm sure each one of our grandparents has given us their own words of advice. Let us try and implement all this, and let us make our lives beautiful. Let's make our environment beautiful. Let's make wellness very beautiful all across. So, as we sit down and as we relate to our lives, let us start making the checklist. Let us start working towards betterment. My podcast is available across all platforms. I also have my blog website, which is georgenathaniel.net. Come and listen to my podcast, read my blogs, leave in your messages, leave in your request. I will definitely be more than happy to come back with your request. I hope you like listening to my podcast and I hope you like reading my blogs, which are totally different from the podcast. Thank you so much. This is George Nathaniel. I wish you all a wonderful period ahead. Enjoy life and, of course, most importantly, be a contributor in life. This is George Nathaniel, and I wish you all a beautiful time ahead.